and welcome to yet another exciting episode of VPod. Today we have something and someone very special for us. So we have Stuti Changle with us. Stuti is an inspiring author, a storyteller, and an entrepreneur. She rose to fame with her best-selling novels, which is On the Open Road, You Only Live Once, and Where the Sun Never Sets. Stuti is also a mentor and an expert in storytelling for personal branding. Her journey from the corporate world to then following her passion is nothing short of fascinating. And we're thrilled to be here with her right now and to learn more about her journey. And yeah, let's talk to somebody who's actually been able to live out her dream and follow her passion. So yeah,
Yes.
tell us, Tuti, a little bit about you. How did you get inspired to write your first book, and how has that journey been?
Wow. I've been asked this question tons of times on different videos, on different platforms. But everything I answer this question, the best part is that more than telling someone else what my story has been, it's like this little reminder for myself that Suti, you did it. This is how your journey looks like. This is what it has been, and you are sharing it. So, no matter how many times this question gets asked to me, I am always so happy to be answering. But the answer is pretty long. So, all I can tell you in a nutshell is that I always wanted to be a writer. I never knew how to. And I think that's the problem most of us face when we want to take this road not taken, which I say. And somewhere you have to find that support and courage. कभी कभी वो बाहर से मिलता है, बहुत अच्छी बात है. कभी कभी वो खुद ही ढूंढना होता है और खुद ही उस रास्ते पर चलना होता है. That is what I did exactly in 2016. That is roughly 8 years ago when I quit my first corporate job. So I had a very decent, like a 90% वाली लड़की first आती है, first bench पे बैठती है, सारे notes लेती है, सब मेरे notes मांगते हैं. Then I went to engineering, did well there, had an MBA, did a specialization in marketing, did well there, got a great placement, day zero पे placement हो गया था internship के time पे तो. So everything came my way. And not like bragging or boasting it here, because it also came my way because I like worked hard for it. It's not that when I was in the other career path, I was not putting in as much efforts or I did not want it. There also I did my best, got everything, but then finally when I had my first job in 2016, 3 months into sales role, I was just not fitting in. And today in the morning itself, I had a session with school students here at Sri Ram School, and I told them this thing that वो होता है ना, आप लोग कोई गेम खेल के आते हो प्लेग्राउंड से, तो एक रश होता है, एक अजीब सा रश होता है, बहुत खुशी होती है. यू डोंट नो व्हाई इट इज देयर, बट इट इज सो मच देयर एंड यू जस्ट कैन नॉट डिनाई दैट फीलिंग. वो फीलिंग ना लाइफ में फील होना बहुत जरूरी है थोड़े थोड़े टाइम में. और आप अपनी लाइफ में सबसे ज्यादा काम करोगे, सबसे ज्यादा घंटे आप काम पे ही बिताने वाले हो और तो कुछ करोगे नहीं. दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच स्टीव जॉब्स इज आल्सो सेड, दैट यू आर गोइंग टू स्पेंड द मोस्ट ऑफ द hours of your life at work. And if it is not meaningful work, if it is not giving you a sense of fulfillment, it is not igniting this fire, this feeling within you, then it's pointless. Anyways, we have all have to die. We have very limited time here on earth. So समवेयर इन 2016 मुझे नहीं पता क्या हुआ, जैसे गौतम बुद्ध को हुआ था ट्री के नीचे बैठ के, मुझे कॉफी पीते पीते ऑफिस में लगा हो गया, आई वांट टू डू दिस, आई विल डू दिस एंड आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू लुक बैक. That is the day. Today is the day. I've been writing books. I wrote my first book in 2018. 2020, 2022 released another one. I have two other upcoming books. From not getting an answer from any publisher in India to self-publishing and seeing that whole journey where I acted as an entrepreneur and I sold my books. I did everything end to end. To finally being at the stage where I already have 3 books released with Penguin Random House and two another coming up with HarperCollins India, one or maybe two of the country's largest publishers. This journey has been nothing short of, a phenomenal story or something that even I never thought. I never thought I would be here talking like this, so confident, so driven about what I'm doing. But one thing that has happened in my entire journey from the point I decided to become a writer to today is that I never gave up. I've had very, very hard moments. rejections, straight rejections, no replies, everything, straight feedback or messages on a book saying that क्या लिखा है इसने, and everything जो आप सोच सकते हो सब, साथ में पर्सनल स्ट्रगल्स भी थे, because becoming a writer is not really an easy journey. Let me put it out there. Any creative passion, you're pursuing anything in the creative field, it takes time for you to be able to make good money, or decent money out
Right.
of it. And there's so much self doubt on the journey just because of that. एक तरफ आपको दिख रहा है बहुत फुलफिलमेंट है, लोगों को स्टोरी बहुत पसंद आ रही है, इतने लोगों के लाइफ में इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट कर रही है. ऑन द अदर हैंड व्हाट यू कैन सी इज probably near zero bank account, कि ये कब जाएगा ऊपर, कब आएगा. सो आता है. एंड व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज नॉट दैट बैंक अकाउंट इज नेवर गोना गो अप. It will, but it takes time. You really have to be there. It's just like starting up a company. In the initial 3 years, you have to give in your everything, expecting that someday something will fall into place. But creative फील्ड में भी ऐसा होता है कि हो सकता है उसके बाद भी nothing falls into place. So only pursue this career if you are so passionate about it, so passionate about creating an impact. Only then go for it. Like if just making easy money, और if you're coming here for fame, कि यार फेम मिल जाता है बुक लिख के, ऐसा नहीं होता, सबके साथ नहीं होता, बहुत कम लोग होते हैं जो उस पॉइंट तक पहुंचते हैं. तो ये सब रीजंस गलत हैं कि why I want to become a writer. If you really love writing, and if you really want to create an impact with your writing, you want to touch people's lives, there's something bigger you think to this whole cause, or this whole journey of writing, then go for it. Otherwise, I always tell people, this is my journey, and there are two gyan that you can take away from it. One is, I want to do it, and two is, I don't want to do it. I
Yeah.
cannot. This is not my cup of tea. But exactly no. And if you choose to do, no, and do it for the right reason. Just don't do it for the heck of it. That is not how it will ever work out for you or for anyone else.
Yeah, got it. So, like you told us about your whole journey from being placed on the day zero of your college, and after that, quitting your corporate job and all. So, like, you cracked a deal with Penguin. So it might be a dream come true for you. So, what was that actually like? How did that came up after your first book or your second book? Like, what was that story, that journey that we would like to hear from?
Okay, so that was again a very interesting journey. Honestly, I self published my first book because I was not getting any publisher, not getting an answer, did not really know कि पहुंचना कैसे है, ये भी नहीं पता था किसी तक.
Uh,
So I finally decided कि ठीक है यार, we are living in the era of social media and internet, and not really in that era where I can just cry about I can sit and cry कि यार मुझे publisher नहीं मिला ना, इसलिए मैंने book लिख के कभी publish ही नहीं की. So I thought
uh,
that would be a very stupid reason to not go ahead and get my work out there to people. And that is where I decided that yes, I am going to go and self publish my book. And that is exactly what I did with my first book. That was On the Open Road. 1 year after publishing that book and trying very hard to sell it, I used to go to colleges, I used to go to book fairs, I used to go to stores, used to request these booksellers and distributors to please मेरी book रख लो, did everything. But book was selling, but it was not the kind of response that I wanted. And maybe I had set a very big goal for myself, जो generally आपको first book में नहीं करना चाहिए. It takes time for people to know you, to
right.
be able to share your story. And the biggest mistake that I committed was I was not writing my second book. मुझे लग रहा था पहले मैं first को successful करूंगी, फिर मैं second
Uh,
लिखूंगी, फिर मैं third लिखूंगी. And then somebody I met at that time, and he used to be my mentor, and he told me that Stuti, isn't it like very stupid, like why are you not writing your second book? I said because पहले पहली तो मैं अच्छे से बेचूंगी ना, फिर मैं. He said this is not how it works. If you love writing, 1 year every year you need to churn out one book, one piece of content that people can see,
yeah, right.
and somewhere or the other it's going to click in. अगर आपकी third book चल जाती है, fourth चल जाती है, people will definitely go back and check what you wrote first, what you wrote second. हाँ यार, बात तो सही है, मेरे दिमाग में क्यों नहीं आई, मैं लिख क्यों नहीं रही हूँ. And that is where I wrote my second book, which is You Only Live Once. Now this book I have written at the worst टाइम ऑफ माई लाइफ, बिकॉज पर्सनली मुझे पता नहीं है, चीजें वर्कआउट नहीं हो रही है, जॉब
Mm,
छोड़ दिया था, वॉज डूइंग अ कपल ऑफ अदर असाइनमेंट्स जस्ट टू मेक अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ मनी हियर एंड देयर. साथ में एक सपना था कि एक बड़ा राइटर बनना है, अपनी किताब को बहुत लोगों तक पहुंचाना है. सो ऑल्सो राइटिंग माई सेकेंड बुक एट द सेम टाइम. आई डोंट नो वेदर आई शुड मैरी और नॉट, क्योंकि मुझे लग रहा है कि यार ऐसे स्टेज पे मैरी करूंगी तो कहीं ना कहीं पैसों की डिपेंडेंसी जो हो जाएगी किसी पे, उससे पता नहीं मतलब वो सही रीजन है क्या, रुकना चाहिए क्या, आगे जाना चाहिए क्या। तो चाहे आप मेरे पर्सनल लाइफ ले लो चाहे प्रोफेशनल ले लो, एवरीथिंग वाज एट लाइक बोलते हैं ना सब कुछ शैम्बल्स टाइप, सब कुछ कुछ समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है कि करना क्या है। एंड साथ में एक ये लिंगरिंग फीलिंग ऑफ सैडनेस है जो पूरे टाइम रहती थी। And I think not many people talk about it, but I think it's time that we as a society start talking about mental health. And now that I go back and think about how I used to feel, maybe I was slightly depressed at that time, because एक पॉइंट के बाद ऐसा हो गया था कि आई वुड फाइंड जॉय इन नथिंग, लाइक वेकिंग अप एवरीथिंग बिकेम सो मीनियल फॉर मी। एकदम एनर्जी खत्म हो गई थी। वो एक वर्ड होता है ना इंग्लिश में, क्या बोलते हैं, लैक लस्टर। लाइक अ लैक लस्टर पर्सन। ठीक है, उठ गए, हो गया, लिख रहे हैं तो लिख रहे हैं, कुछ पता नहीं है, पूरे टाइम एक टेंशन है कि कैसे होगा कैसे होगा। एंड देन फाइनली व्हेन आई रोट माय सेकंड बुक, मैंने कहा नहीं चलो इसको भी सेल्फ पब्लिश करते हैं, देखेंगे जो होगा। फिर से मैंने कुछ पैसा लोन किया अपने ही डैड से। एंड ऑफ कोर्स आई मीन डैड तो मुझे वैसे भी दे देते, पर कहीं ना कहीं मुझे
Yeah.
लगा कि नहीं, आई शुड लोन दैट मनी।
Super.
तो किया, एंड फिर अपनी जो बुक थी उसको पब्लिश किया, यू ओनली लिव वंस को। बुक रिलीज हुई, पब्लिश हुई, उसके बाद काफी सारे लोगों ने उसको पढ़ना स्टार्ट किया। मैं खुद अमेजोन पे सेलर बन गई। फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम इन माय लाइफ आई स्टार्टेड फीलिंग दैट पैशन कमिंग बैक टू मी। क्योंकि अब मेरे पास एक चैलेंज था, मुझे था कि हाँ इस बुक को नंबर 1 बनाना है, इस बुक को बहुत सारे लोगों तक पहुंचाना है। सो आई वॉज लिटरली एट माई होम, बिकेम अ वेयर हाउस। लिटरली आई रोट माई बुक। उसके टाइप सेट के लिए जिसको ढूंढना था मैंने ढूंढा, उसका कवर बनवाया। I went to YouTube videos, YouTube for support, और Amazon पे कैसे बेचते हैं, डायरेक्ट सेलिंग कैसे होती है, पूरी सीखी एंड टू एंड। बैठ के अपना जो भी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन होता है लीगल, इसके पीछे जो करवाना होता है वो करवा के अपना अकाउंट अप एंड रनिंग किया Amazon सेलर सेंट्रल पे। अपनी बुक्स तो स्टॉक किया, एंड आई स्टार्टेड सेलिंग माई बुक्स ऑन माई ओन फ्रॉम द कंफर्ट ऑफ माई होम। एंड इट वॉज लाइक घर मेरा वेयर हाउस जैसा है, ऐसे किताबों के स्टैक्स पड़े रहते हैं, मैं उसी को खुद ही साइन करती हूँ। दैट इज व्हाट माय मार्केटिंग स्ट्रैटेजी इन द
Oh.
बिगनिंग वाज, दैट आई वाज सेलिंग एवरी, लाइक आई वाज साइनिंग एवरी कॉपी दैट आई वाज सेंडिंग टू माय रीडर्स।
Oh,
एंड
yes.
पर्सनली मैं एक एक पैकेट बैठ के बना रही हूँ, बिकॉज व्हेन अंटिल यू हिट सर्टेन ऑर्डर वॉल्यूम ऑन Amazon यू कैन नॉट यूज देयर प्राइम फैसिलिटी। सो उनके वेयर हाउस पे आप स्टॉक नहीं कर सकते, आपको अपने अपने ही वेयर हाउस पे करना होता है। So that was like a huge, task that I was doing end to end. But the good part was that I was so much into it, इतना enjoy कर रही थी मैं उसको, क्योंकि मेरे पास रोज कुछ करने के लिए इतना सारा हो गया था,
Uh,
that the outcome really didn't matter. At that time I was really enjoying the journey. खुद से लिखना, एक एक बंदे को भेजना, नाम आ जाता है आपके पास बायर्स का, तो I would write in their names, like I would write, sign the books in their names. So did a lot of things at that time. And एक डेढ़ महीना या not even एक महीना, like 20-25 महीना अच्छे से बेचने के बाद the great lockdown happened in 2020. ये तब की बात है।
oh.
And suddenly now Amazon shut up. You cannot sell anything via e-commerce. अगर आप सेल्फ पब्लिश्ड ऑथर हो तो वैसे भी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स के पास जाकर या यहाँ वहाँ कुछ करना तो नेक्स्ट टू इम्पॉसिबल है। द बेस्ट आई वाज ट्राइंग टू डू वाज कि मैं ऑनलाइन गेम क्रैक कर लूँ, और उस टाइम पे ये लॉकडाउन हो गया। आफ्टर दैट होल लॉकडाउन was I guess lifted, I started selling again, and then I really don't know, कि क्या हुआ उसके बाद। Suddenly the books picked up. Suddenly you only live once started selling so well. Maybe people were reading more books during the lockdown. The books, genre was somewhere in self-help and contemporary fiction, so more people were needing that kind of inspiration at that time, especially after lockdown. People had lost their loved ones, they had lost all the hope।
Yeah.
कुछ लोग अकेले यहाँ वहाँ फंस गए थे, तो people were looking at something that could help them see life with a little bit of rose tinted glasses, at the same time they could get some lessons back। So वो कहते हैं ना कि being at the right place at the right time, वो चीज हुई। And You Only Live Once picked up in 2020. And after I sold 13,000 copies on my own via my Seller
Oh.
Central in December that year, I was approached by two really big leading publishers of India who wanted to take up You Only Live Once. And somehow the deal got through with Penguin because the terms matched and everything. We were on the same page and everything at that time. It's just like, two companies that you've appeared in the interview for, and then you happen to choose one for whatever reasons. So then Penguin became my publisher, and then You Only Live Once, which is actually my second book, came as the first book with Penguin. On the Open Road, which is actually my first book, very less people know that, came as second book with Penguin. They acquired my older book as well, and I signed up a new book with them, which I wrote after signing up with Penguin, which was Where the Sun Never Sets. And this book came in 2020, released in 2022. After that, I've done a series with Audible, and I have two more upcoming books that are going to be in the fiction category with HarperCollins. So yeah, I mean, that is how the journey of YOLO has been. And from seeking so many publishers here and there and getting constant no's, no, 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 no in my life. Finally, when this happened, on the contrary, I was approached by them and I did not approach them. So that is how, life works sometimes. If you just don't give up and just keep trying, you sort of attract what you want. I do believe that happens.
Thank you for answering that, Stuti. Just wanted to understand from you, like, of course, your journey has been very long and it has its ups and downs. Just wanted to understand how have you built a community for yourself as an author, and what do you think some aspiring authors can take up to ensure that they have a loyal reader base and community that looks up to them?
Okay, I think just be honest. Just be honest with your readers. That is what you can do. To build community, honestly, I have not uh, done a lot. There are so many other things that are possible. But somewhere when my book started picking up, not a lot of events were happening. So pre YOLO and pre COVID, I have done a lot of things. Like I told you, right? I used to go to colleges, I used to go to schools. Wherever I'm getting an opportunity to go and talk about my book, I was doing that. But somewhere due to COVID, a complete restriction came. And at that time, social media came to my rescue because social media somehow is a kind of resource that is available to everyone anywhere. And the whole restrictions that COVID put on us were not valid via social media because, anyways, we were virtually communicating. So I think at that time, I grew my community on Instagram and Facebook. This was by acknowledging the reader base that I already had. So if somebody is sending me a message, trying and getting back to them. If somebody is an aspiring author, they want any kind of help, helping them, I'm always there. You can ask my readers, anyone who's ever followed me on Instagram and asked me any question. And if I can help them, I always go out of my way and help them just because I know how lost one can feel to be in that situation and not having anyone to look up to, because I have been there. And when I was there, literally मेरे को नहीं पता था किसको मैसेज करूँ कौन हेल्प करेगा. In fact, I'm going on record and now saying that there were 2 or 3 people that I found who called themselves as agents of the industry, but they tried to dupe me of money and all of that, to scam me. And that is also something that happens. So genuine help is not really available because it's a very scattered industry, not very organized in that sense. So I really instill that sense of community in my readers by helping them. And in turn, I always tell them that आज मैंने तुम्हारी मदद की है. If some aspiring writer ever comes up to you, the way you can repay this to me is by helping that person. I don't need anything from you, but if I'm doing this to you, you do this to one person. You help one person who might be really dark and depressed and who might not know कि क्या करना है कैसे होगा. You just go out and help that person, and the whole idea of community will come to life. So having said that, after social media in the last 2 years, again events and all has started happening. So I started going to places again, talking about my book. Whenever wherever I get an opportunity, I feel I can go and I can create an impact, I always take up that. So
Okay,
that
so
is,
that
yeah.
was a very great answer. So, like you talked about the aspiring authors and your community. So, the thing which I would like to ask you that there are a lot of aspiring authors also, which often give you some feedbacks or suggestions that you might have done this good or this better. So, I am a better writer than you. Still, some people are there that
Hmm.
still I'm not getting the chance, and you are being promoted so much. So how do you react to that, and how do you, cope up with that negative feedback or something which is, hitting your mind again and again?
Got it. I think there's nothing in this world like a negative feedback. I think every feedback has some level of positivity if you only try and see it in that way. So whenever anyone's trying to pull you down, first try and demarcate it in your mind as, is it about me as a person or is it about my work? Okay, now if it is about me as a person, somebody not knowing me, who's not ever met me, questioning my character or something that I am doing, now here I would really not want to put any energy. Like I would not even give an answer because there's certain personal boundary. You need to be in that boundary and not let anyone else cross that boundary. And for yourself also to step out of that boundary and speak to जैसे था ना वो रामायण में था राइट कि सीता मैया को जब किडनैप किया था तो she happened to cross that boundary because she was an extremely great person. She wanted to help this guy. But what happened? He turned out to be Ravan, right? He
Yeah,
kidnapped
right.
her. So the whole point is that when you know that it's a negative thing and it's not going to add up anything in your life as such, any meaning to your life, then it's better to be in your boundaries and not just give any damn about what's happening and just not getting out there. Now comes the second part. Is it about my work? Okay, if it is about my work, then no feedback is negative feedback. I think every feedback
Yeah.
should be taken very seriously because people have a worldview. Everybody, depending on where they were born, what happened in their life, where they went to school, what kind of friends they made, how many breakups they've had. Okay, people have their own perspective of looking at life, and two people cannot be looking at the life in the same way at the same time is what I'm trying to say. So जो भी फीडबैक आ रहा है वो उसके वर्ल्ड व्यू या उसके पर्सपेक्टिव से आ रहा है जो तुम पॉसिबली कभी नहीं सोच सकते थे। तो ये तो तुम्हारे लिए ब्लेसिंग इन डिस्गाइज है एज अ राइटर कि तुम्हें एक दूसरे लेंस से अपने काम को देखने की या समझने की कह सकते हैं एक मौका मिल रहा है। एंड इफ you think there's any room for improvement, why not, like go ahead. I think
Yeah.
ऐसा कोई भी काम नहीं होता जो finished या perfect होता है। In fact, personally, I am too much of a believer and a practitioner, I would say, of this whole concept of wabi sabi, okay, in Japanese. So, the philosophy of wabi sabi says that nothing is finished, nothing is permanent,
Hmm.
and nothing
Right.
is perfect. So, it
Exactly.
celebrates impermanence, it celebrates imperfection. Why? Because that is how nature is. आपने कभी नेचर में सिमेट्री देखा? आपने ऐसा देखा है कि जंगल में दो पिंक पेड़ लगे हैं, फिर दो ऑरेंज पेड़ लगे हैं और वो इक्वी डिस्टेंट है और फिर
Hmm.
दो घास लगी है? ऐसे आप अपने बगीचा बनाते हो घर का. That's your obsession. You are seeking
Right.
perfection. So what you'll do is
Hmm.
आप इक्वल साइज के प्लांटर्स लाओगे, उसको इक्वल डिस्टेंट पे रखोगे, आप उसको लैंडस्केपिंग बोलोगे. But your landscaping, if you think philosophically, is not in line with how the nature is. Nature is free, nature is wild. The grass will grow, the tree will grow, the tree will support some other grass to grow because they are in a symbiotic relationship. जब आप दो गमलों को equidistant कर देते हो, the chances of them being able to interact with each other and have some sort of harmony or being in a symbiotic relationship is hampered. This is how human beings are. वो लोग इतना ज्यादा perfection chase करने में लगे हुए हैं कि वो भूल ही गए हैं कि what is nature. So just circling back to where the point that I want to make here is that I don't believe that any work is complete or finished, and that's the beauty of work. It's ever evolving. So any round of feedbacks you get, if you feel like you can incorporate it, it can always be done, and there can always be another version of the book that's updated. ऐसा होता है जो books 50 60 साल मार्केट में चलती हैं उनके
Yeah.
अपडेटेड वर्जन आते रहते हैं। लोग छोटी छोटी कमियां या
Yeah.
गलतियां कभी ग्रामेटिकल कभी ये कभी वो बताते। अब अगर मैं अपने अराउंड शेल बना के बैठ जाऊं, मैं महान, मैं सर्वज्ञानी, मुझे सब पता है, मुझे कोई कुछ मत बताइए, मैं अपनी बुक में कुछ चेंज नहीं करूंगी। दैट इज नॉट जस्ट इम्पैक्टिंग मी, माई ईगो इज इम्पैक्टिंग माई वर्क जो कि बेटर हो सकता था इफ आई वुड हैव एटलीस्ट गिवन अ चांस टू लिसन टू समवन कि उसका पर्सपेक्टिव क्या है. So that is how I demarcate criticism, and that is how I look at it. If it is personal, I have my own boundaries. I don't step out of that and I don't really put my energy. But if it is about my work, no matter what the feedback is, how rude, how negative, I try and find value. What could have been done differently so this could have, appeal. इनफैक्ट क्योंकि ये बात हो ही रही है ना एंड मैंने कभी पब्लिकली एड्रेस नहीं की एंड मे बी बिकॉज द पॉडकास्ट इज गोइंग टू रीच आउट टू सो मेनी पीपल आई टेल दिस दैट in my book where the sun never sets there's a little bit of an angle with characters where I have tried to explore the whole theme or feelings of the LGBTQ community. Now honestly my experiences are remote. मैंने दूर से देखा, documentaries देखी, लोगों को दूर से देखा. It is not something that I have personally felt और समथिंग दैट आई हैव पर्सनली एक्सपीरियंस्ड और वो डिवाइड वो उनको पता चल जाता है सो सम पीपल हु आर फ्रॉम दैट कम्युनिटी एंड इफ यू हैपन टू रीड दोस पेजेस फ्रॉम द बुक दे हैव रिटन बैक टू मी समटाइम्स सेइंग दैट आपने जो ये बात लिखी इट्स वेरी इनसेंसिटिव एंड मैंने
Okay.
कभी भी उस चीज को नेगेटिवली नहीं लिया मैंने हमेशा उनसे पूछा कि इसको और सेंसिटिव या बेटर मैं कैसे बना सकती हूँ कि जब कोई इस कम्युनिटी का इसको पढ़ता है क्योंकि मेरा इंटेंशन एम्पावर करना था मेरा
Yeah.
इंटेंशन आपको बुरा फील कराना नहीं था पर अगर आपको बुरा फील हो रहा है उस जर्नी में सो आई वुड रियली लाइक टू नो कि क्यों मैं ऐसा क्या है उसमें जो बदल दूं दैट यू गाइज डोंट फील लाइक दैट एंड आई एम मोर देन विलिंग टू गो बैक एंड चेंज दैट. So yeah, I mean that sort of feedback has come to me, and I always take every feedback very seriously because जो उनका वर्ल्ड व्यू है ना वो मैं नहीं समझ सकती लेकिन एज अ राइटर मैं कोशिश कर सकती हूँ दैट्स द बेस्ट दैट आई कैन डू बट आई कैन नॉट स्टिल बी 100% देयर बट या इफ टेकिंग दोज फीडबैक्स मुझे 50% से 80 भी ले जा रहा है सो इसमें सबका फायदा है सबका.
So yeah, that is a very great pointer that no feedback is negative. So you did your MBA, and there is a different kind of thought process after doing an MBA. You move towards business, like
Yeah,
usually people move towards business. But
yeah,
after like following your passion, creating like writing your own books, you started to
yeah,
travel a lot.
yeah.
So you took that pivot in order to uh, think more about characters in your book, and apart from thinking just from the business point of view, you followed your passion. So how did that came up in your mind, and how the traveling helps you in storytelling more better?
Okay, see, I'll tell you something about writers that no one will tell you. Being a writer is a very lonely job. It's a
Hmm.
very lonely journey in the sense that there would be days when hundreds of people are clapping for you and you're in a room, giving gyan, reading your book,
Ah,
doing stuff like that. And these days are going to be, let's say, 5 days a month or 4 days a month. In the best case scenario, they could be 10 to 15 days a month, but not more than that. Now, the rest half of your life is going to look like you getting up in the morning, getting yourself out of bed, following a routine that you have made for yourself. Now, obviously, it's a luxury. It's good that you don't have a boss on your head or not a very strict deadline कि मुझे डे टू डे बेसिस पे डेडलाइन आनी होती है मंथ्स के बेसिस पे होती है कि 8 महीने में वो बुक देनी है ऐसा नहीं कि मुझे इस
yeah.
हफ्ते के अंत में वो प्रोजेक्ट को सबमिट करना so now you might end up procrastinating if you're not so much into the routine or if you're so यहाँ पे ना self discipline का बहुत worth है like you need to get yourself out you need to go out you need to write there's nobody sitting on your head to tell you कि स्तुति आज इतना
Right.
करना है या एक हफ्ते में तुमको इतना करके देना है so you eat your lunches alone most of the days your dinners alone because that is how your lifestyle is let's say if you were in a more formal like a corporate setup you were a teacher let's say corporate में नहीं हो आप teacher भी हो you still have a routine you're going to go same चीज रोज करनी है same set of लोगों के साथ बैठ के gossip करनी है lunch करना है there's a social circle or a sense to it which comes being a writer is a very lonely thing until unless you happen to develop that circle on your own you getting my
Yeah.
point so
Yeah, I
yeah
got
I
your
mean
point. So traveling helps you
so
from getting out of
traveling
that lonely
is
zone,
my
or
exactly
yeah.
so मेरे को मैंने प्रॉब्लम बताई सॉल्यूशन आपको खुद समझ में आ गया so to be able to meet new people get new stories out क्योंकि अकेले बैठे बैठे कितना निकाल लोगे like you can read a lot of books but
Right.
again those first hand experiences of people that you might get when you meet them and I feel that every person has a story to tell irrespective of whether he's a guy a girl an old man, a young kid, any social class, whether it's your uh, whether it's the guard of your society or whether it's a CEO of some company, everybody has a unique story to tell. Everybody has a
Yeah, right.
completely different story to tell. Their experiences, how they see the world, everything is just so different. So I think being a writer is so much more important to like go out and spend time outdoors in the nature. So travel one helps me spend time in the nature, which is too much required for me to recharge my soul, not just body but my soul. Like I know there's a different effect that lingers on in my head once I've been to the mountains or I come back from the ocean. I feel that, I feel the sand on my face for days. I feel the sunshine that the mountains, shower on you after I have come back here. So, spending time in nature is extremely important for me. I feel that as a person, nature is my biggest source of inspiration. And number two, to meet new sort of people, to find new sort of stories, to be able to write descriptions of new sort of places. It is very important for me to get my bum moving. Sitting in the desk, I might
Mm.
not get so much
Right.
as what I get when I'm out. So that's why travel is serving that purpose for me.
Yeah, I think so. Our next question would be that you've been to so many people, you've been to so many places, you've spoken to so many people. So, have people ever told you that following your passion is overrated, especially when things get going, like when things get tough, right? So, like, have you heard
Mm.
this, and do you agree with this statement that it is overrated?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it is overrated. Why I'll tell you, I mean, it's very interesting that I chose to follow my passion, but I do feel it's overrated. It's because when I was young, I used to feel that this is the way of life that everyone should have. Now, 8 years down the line, if you'll ask me the same question again, I have a different question. I have a different answer. Because as a person, I have evolved in those 8 years, and after meeting so many people, I have realized that not everybody discovers their passion. Not everybody is so passionate about something, and there's nothing wrong about living a simple routine life where you want to go to work, you want to have a routine, you want to have your paycheck in time, and you want to have everything in a certain structure. There's nothing wrong about it. What's overrated is chasing passion. कि सब लोग जाके passion chase करो. प्लीज मत करो यार, जब कोई पैशन है ही नहीं तो क्यों, क्या चेस करना है, क्यों चेस
Exactly.
करना है? वो तब करो जब कुछ है, जब कुछ उतना बड़ा मिल जाता है लाइफ में कि उससे तुमको इतनी अच्छी मीनिंग मिलती है. सो आई एम नॉट कंडेमनिंग कि यार पैशन चेज नहीं करना चाहिए. पैशन चेज करो अगर कुछ है, nothing like it, but it is not a hype that one needs to create and somehow say that only this life is cool and this life is not cool. Living a simple life is equally cool as living a life where you're following your passion.
Yeah, right.
Being in a job is as cool as maybe starting up a company or doing something of your own. As long as you find meaning in what you do, you find purpose in what you do, you are contented, you are happy, nothing matters. Because I have met people, I wouldn't name the company, but a really big multinational company that has its office in Delhi. I met the CEO of that company who had a salary of, I would say his package would be 3 crore plus, because I was working,
Oh.
doing an odd job with an HR agency where we tried to place people, in the
Uh,
most premium category. And we used to meet these people first, get their interview, then get in touch, क्योंकि इतने बड़े लेवल पे हायरिंग ऐसे लिंक्डइन और naukri.com से नहीं होती है. It happens via really sophisticated agencies. And there
right.
I met the richest of people that you would say कि यार ये तो बहुत rich है. People who got down from Mercedes say that they find nothing. They find nothing in this life. They don't feel like how to move forward with life. And it was very funny because they would open up in front of me. मैं तो खुद बच्ची हूँ, मुझे क्या पता. Like, you know more than me. I am myself in my 20s and trying to figure out. But somewhere, all of their answers have led me to at least know this much about life, that the richest person is not necessarily the happiest person.
Right.
If you are healthy enough today to get out of bed having no disability as such, if your first five people, your family and anyone around you is fine, they're doing fine, and you can check in on them or they are around you, and as long as you're earning as much as your basic needs are being fulfilled, एंड बेसिक नीड्स में मर्सिडीज कार नहीं आती है. बेसिक नीड्स में यू कुड बी ड्राइविंग अ
Right.
टाटा कार एंड बी हैप्पी. आई ड्राइव अ टाटा कार एंड आई लव इट. ओके, आई एम नॉट someone who blindly chases materialism and luxury. I am not a blind consumer. I Whatever I consume is very conscious when I go into it. And I have a pretty happy life. But I've seen people on the other side, on the flip side, who might be having access to all these things, don't have friends to talk to, don't have family, have someone in family who's battling a serious disease. So, how do you enjoy this? When you're going through all of this in your life, can you really enjoy all this materialism? No. You
No.
can enjoy things only when you're happy from within, when you're fulfilled from
Right.
within, when you feel that joy in your veins. Only then you can enjoy. Otherwise, आपको सब कुछ भी मिल जाएगा, but you will never be able to enjoy it. So what the point that I'm trying to make here is that you are far more richer than you think you are. Sometimes just sit down and write what you have. What all are you grateful about? Like write 10 things that you had today. You will understand so many people do not have this. और हो सकता है किसी दिन तुम्हें लगता है कि यार हैप्पीनेस का मतलब है कि मैं किसी लेट्स से दुनिया के सबसे बड़े अंडर वाटर रेस्टोरेंट में मालदीव्स में खाना खा रहा हूँ. लेट्स से कि आपने अपने लिए हैप्पीनेस का लग्जरी का वो डेफिनेशन डाला है. बट वो आप अभी देख रहे हो और इस लेंस से आपको 10 साल बाद लग रहा है. 10 साल बाद जब आप वहां बैठ के खा रहे होगे, फॉर एग्जाम्पल उस टाइम पे आपकी लाइफ में कोई दूसरा प्रॉब्लम है. लेट्स से अ फैमिली मेंबर ऑफ योर्स इज battling a life threatening disease. Will you
Okay.
be able to enjoy that? Or will you enjoy
No.
more with your family? Let's say today, when you go to any place, even if it's a dhaba, if the food is cooked with love and the people that you love are around you, you will enjoy it. And that is joy.
Definitely.
We grow up to believe that, maybe seeking more and more in life is joy. But no, even I write it, I tell it to people when I meet them. You are extremely happy, extremely rich, extremely wealthy person. Just try and practice that gratitude in life, and your life will change.
So like many people feel like these whenever there is a lot of things written in a book as a motivation or something, so people feel like that they are oversimplifying life by motivating us by writing just in a book. So how do an author articulate that in a book so that people know the struggle behind the success, and also they can motivate the same people who are just looking at it as an oversimplifying version, and they are
But
just reading the book for the sake of reading it and not
get
gaining
it, get
something
it.
out of that.
But those people are wrong. That's not oversimplifying life. I will oversimplify life for you if I have to. Life is meaningless. You are a speck of dust in the universe and you don't matter. That is what simplification is. And that is what oversimplification is. So there are only three words, three sentences, probably, that I said, and it sums up everything that the science has been able to find out about life. Now, if I tell this to
Definitely.
everyone, to every kid who's born every day, we are
Ah,
doomed. The existence has nothing to do. You are just like that little atom for this big universe, and you are not significant, and you can do nothing. Do you really think that the humanity can survive? Everybody's gonna
no,
kill themselves.
right.
Can you tell
Exactly.
the truth to people?
No,
No.
we cannot.
So
They
what
have to figure out
are you
themselves.
told instead? You are told there's God. You are told you are special. You are told that you can do things, that you can change things. You are told that you are capable of receiving, feeling, and sharing love. You are told that you could someday become someone that you want to. And these little dreams, these little goals, these little stories get you moving in life. If I tell you that there's nothing, why do you want to even live another day? Why do you want to chase that girl you've been loving for so long? Or why do you want to chase that boy who's already broken your heart? Or why do you want to have a house? Or why do you want to have kids? You would want to have nothing in life if I tell you that, dear. So that is oversimplification of life. In fact,
Hmm.
I think all these books and all these writers who are still trying to motivate you and write something about life are doing a phenomenal and an amazing job by doing that, because sometimes we need little reminders on the journey. We all know. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैंने आज कुछ भी ऐसी बात बोली जो आप दोनों को पता नहीं है. You know,
Yeah, we know.
99% of what I'm saying is something that you know. But me sitting in front of you, articulating it in a certain way and telling you is definitely going to stay in your head and
Yeah,
get you going for a few weeks now, because
that makes
whatever,
a
there is a
difference.
recency, there is a recency bias in your head. Whatever you listen to, हाँ वो लाइफस्टाइल में आ जाता है. अच्छा टीवी सीरीज देखो, कोई कैरेक्टर बहुत अच्छा लगता है, you live like this person, suddenly you're larger than life. Okay,
हाँ.
suddenly you're like, वो ऐसे चलता है, वो ऐसे बोलता है, उसकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज ऐसे. It gets on to you because that's how we are. We are emotional, thinking, feeling beings, and we need to be told stories, good stories, so that we end up doing good, great things in life. So that is the story that everyone needs to share. That is the story that the humanity needs to know, and not that oversimplified story कि हाँ हाँ सब मीनिंगलेस है. ऐसे तो फिर कोई पॉइंट ही नहीं है ना यार. मीनिंग तो ढूंढना पड़ेगा, और लाइफ में मीनिंग ढूंढना है. इसी के लिए आप अलाइव हो, और मेरे ख्याल से यही सबसे बड़ा मीनिंग है लाइफ का, सबसे बड़ा. इट्स गुड कि कुछ लोग हैं जिनमें अभी भी वो बचा है कि
Right.
आपको बोलते हैं ना, आप जब ब्लंट हो जाते हो, जैसे कोई नाइफ होता है वो ब्लंट हो जाता है, तो आप जाते हो ना उसको शार्प करवाने, उसके एजेस को
हाँ.
शार्प करवाने, सो दैट इट्स फंक्शनल टू इट्स बेस्ट कैपेसिटी. ऐसा नहीं है कि ब्लंट नाइफ कुछ नहीं कर सकता. ब्लंट नाइफ पे कुछ कुछ चीजें कर लेगा, मीडियोकर सी कर लेगा, बट टू बी बेटर देन एवरी अदर नाइफ, द नाइफ हैज टू बी शार्प. So I think all this
Yeah, right.
motivation that you see coming your way is more like that sharpener. पता सबको सब है, it's just that आपकी blunting को थोड़ा सा sharp किया जा रहा है, और आप थोड़े दिन के लिए और cool हो जाते हो, hip हो जाते हो, जैसे आपका वो
Yeah.
favorite character होगा Netflix series का. So yeah, that's how it is.
Right, definitely.
Agreed with you. I think it's just that the books act like hope. Like, I think that sharpening process is just hope for us that
Right.
there is meaning to something. So,
Yes.
absolutely spot on, Stuti. I think our last question for today is, how has your MBA contributed to your writing career and your entrepreneurial journey? I think before we started this podcast, you were also telling us that during your MBA, you tried to discover different facets of your life. So, tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, I think बहुत सारे लोग मुझसे सवाल पूछते हैं कि जब राइटिंग ही करनी थी तो क्यों इंजीनियरिंग किया, क्यों एमबीए किया. अब ऑब्वियसली हर चीज को आप ऐसे नहीं दे सकते. उस टाइम पे जब किया तो किया, तब वो करना था, तब इतना बोलते हैं पैशन नहीं था, या पैशन भी नहीं, मैं बोलूंगी इतना
Clarity नहीं था
इतना
maybe.
फियरलेस एटीट्यूड भी नहीं था, और क्लैरिटी भी नहीं थी
Right.
कि यार ये करना है. करेक्ट, सो कर लिया जो करना था. बट एक चीज है जो मैंने लाइफ में सीखी है, और वो ये है कि यार आप लाइफ में जो भी करते हो ना, वो आपको कहीं ना कहीं काम आता है. ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता कि कोई चीज आपको काम ना
हाँ.
आए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर मैं आपको एमबीए का एग्जाम्पल दूं, तो ये जब मेरे ऊपर आन पड़ी, कहते हैं ना कि आन पड़ी है तो आदमी सब करता है, शाम दाम दंड भेद. तो जब मेरे ऊपर आन पड़ी, जब मुझे था कि मुझे बुक रिलीज अब करनी ही पड़ेगी, कोई पब्लिशर भी नहीं है, एंड ऑल सॉर्ट ऑफ होप फ्रॉम माई लाइफ वेंट ऑफ, I decided to self-publish. But जैसा कि मैंने आपको बताया, from printing to packaging to selling books online to learning how to sell books online to managing my finances, what I have learned, how much I have to give back, how much I have earned this week, what's coming in, what's going in, everything I did, and it was just like being a boutique business owner, nothing different from that. So ऐसा नहीं है कि एमबीए नहीं करती तो नहीं कर पाती, लेकिन क्योंकि एमबीए किया था मेरा टाइम बहुत बचा. द टूल्स आई न्यू, द स्मार्टनेस आई हैड, द वे आई कुड पिच इट और प्रेजेंट इट टू पीपल, द वे आई स्पीक टुडे, माय कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स. आई मीन इतने रात रात तक जग के अगर इतने असाइनमेंट्स नहीं बनाए होते, और इतने सारे एंडलेस
Right.
प्रेजेंटेशंस इतने एंडलेस लोगों के सामने नहीं भी होते, तो डेफिनेटली आज ये बॉडी लैंग्वेज और कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं होता.
Right.
सो आई विल टेल यू समथिंग that I don't know if I've ever said, on record, but yeah, I want to share it. That I was the person in the class जो इतना नर्वस और कॉय था कि मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि यार बस मुझे टीचर ना खड़ा कर दे, मुझे सबके सामने बोलना ना पड़ जाए. That's the level of anxiety or nervousness I felt running in my veins when I thought that I could be pointed out and I will have to speak in front of so many people. And that's the kind of डर बोलो या जो भी कह लो, स्कूल टाइम में भी था. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं जाती नहीं थी और करती नहीं थी. आई यूज्ड टू पुश माई सेल्फ कि नहीं स्तुति, जाना है, स्टेज पे बोलना है, सब करना है, पूरी कोशिश कर रही थी, लेकिन आई हैड नेवर अराइव्ड. वो बोलते हैं ना कि यू हैव अराइव्ड, कि तुमको अच्छे से आ गया है. वो एमबीए में आके हुआ, क्योंकि जब इतना ज्यादा कर लिया लगातार इतने लोगों के सामने के लिए, तब लगा यार ये तो क्या है. देन जॉब इंटरव्यूज बिकेम लाइक अ केक वॉक फॉर मी, बिकॉज यू जस्ट क्रैक्ड इट, दैट हाउ टू डू इट. So the thing is that I mean, I'm not oversimplifying here or anything, not saying that job interviews are easy or that speaking on stage
Right.
is easy. No, no, no. That's not a point that I'm trying to make. The point that I'm trying to make is that when you do something for so long, so many times, you definitely acquire a skill, you definitely acquire confidence, which cannot be put down on a piece of paper saying कि हाँ MBA करने से मुझे ना 2 लाख का फायदा हुआ या मुझे ना 10 लाख का फायदा हुआ ऐसे मैं आपको नंबर्स में नहीं बता सकती, क्वांटिफाई नहीं कर सकती, बट हाँ बहुत फायदा हुआ यार। जो आगे जाकर एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप वाली पूरी जर्नी थी उसमें कहीं ना कहीं ये सब पता होना, सही लोगों को सही
Yeah.
तरीके से रीच आउट करना, प्रॉपर मार्केटिंग स्किल्स होने की वजह से प्रॉपर कैंपेन्स बना के रन कर पाना सोशल मीडिया पे, Amazon एडवर्टाइजिंग को क्रैक कर पाना, उसके एनालिटिक्स समझ पाना, ये कुछ भी नहीं हो पाता अगर नहीं किया होता, और होता भी तो मे बी ना मच मीडियोकर वे होता, वैसे नहीं होता जैसे
Right.
हुआ। सो इन योर जर्नी एवरीथिंग एंड्स अप, आई मीन आई वुड लाइक टू कोट unquote Steve Jobs here, because he said that you can always connect the dots looking backwards, and that is true। आज तुम्हारे साथ जो हो रहा है तुम बोलोगे क्यों हो रहा है, क्यों करूं मैं क्या, क्यों ये मुझे छुट्टी नहीं दे, क्यों मैं रात तक ऐसे बैठ के प्रोजेक्ट बनाऊं, बट इट विल ऑल एड अप समवेयर इन योर जर्नी। यू विल सी कि आपने इससे कुछ सीखा है या कुछ अच्छा हुआ है, एवरीथिंग एड्स अप इन लाइफ। यू वुड जस्ट remember that you are figuring it out life, nobody has figured out life, not the richest, not the eldest or oldest, not the youngest, nobody, everybody every day is just trying to figure out life, and that is what life is, and that is what your job in life is.
Okay, so yeah, so it was great talking to you. So at the end, I would like to, ask you to elaborate, like to brief about all your three books, like what is there in the book for the people who are reading it or who are going to read that book, these books. Apart from that, what is your next project? That what are you up to for your audience, for your community? So can you please elaborate on that?
Yeah, okay. So I have this box set of my books here right in front of me, which is called Make a Move. It has all the three books that I have published so far. Here you can see the three books. The first one is On the Open Road. The second one is You Only Live Once. And the third one is Where the Sun Never Sets. So this is On the Open Road. This is
Okay.
a story of three individuals, as you can see on the cover page,
Yeah.
who decide to pursue their passion, and they decide to start up a company of their own together. The story is very close to my heart because obviously A, it's my first book, so it has to be, and B, because a lot of struggles that these young chaps go through is something that I possibly went through back in 2016 when I quit
Mhm.
my high paying career and decided to become a writer. Number two is my book called You Only Live Once. And this is a story of two artists who are broken due to different reasons, and they somehow are ending up in Goa, and they find meaning to life, and they find ways to pursue their
Oh,
passion.
yes.
And it's a very deep and a very heartfelt book that talks about healing in general. It talks about everything else, but more importantly, I think people connect to this story very much because it talks about being vulnerable. It talks about healing. It talks about these artists who are young and their journey and how it's full of challenges, but how they're going to navigate it. And whether it's a happy ending or not, it's completely up to the readers to find it out. Honestly, I'm not a big happy ending person, but it's not that my books have a sad ending, but it's interesting how my books end. So I would not like to say more here, but somebody wants to
Yeah.
read, they must really go out and read it. And this is my third book, which is called Where the Sun Never Sets. It is a story of a girl who goes back home during the lockdown. And given that she doesn't have a family and she has to spend the entire time alone, it talks about the whole human struggle of, finding meaning and purpose when there's no one in your life. And also, she's struggling with some of the work assignments she has. She's about to lose her job if she's not able to uh, submit the first manuscript that she's writing. So again, it's Iti's story, and it is written in the form of diary entry. So it's a very personal
Oh,
story in that sense
nice.
that you get to read the girl's diary entries, and that is how the book even goes. It says that if you find someone's diary, would you dare open it? Well, if you had a chance to see your own old diary, would you dare read through your past? So it talks about finding closure with things that has happened in your past. And while it's Iti's story, a lot of answers you're going to find about yourself. So these are the three books, as you can see, On the Open Road, You Only Live Once, and Where the Sun Never Sets. And there are two other books with HarperCollins that are going to come up in 2025 and 2026.
Oh,
And both
nice.
are fiction novels. This is the theme or the genre that I write in, which is contemporary fiction blended with self help. And the other two books are also going to be in the same genre. So, yeah, that's about it.
How exciting. Very, very excited to read those books, Tuti.
Yeah,
So
same
yeah,
here, same here.
thank you so much, Stuti, for being a part of our podcast today. I mean, honestly, Stuti, we've been speaking for the past 1 hour and it doesn't feel like that at all. It just feels like we started talking 10 minutes ago because the conversation has been so engaging.
Mm.
We absolutely loved the insights that you gave us, and I mean, all of your confidence and just how you carry yourself, Stuti. You carry yourself so well. So, thank you for being a part of this podcast. I'm sure our listeners will, one, love you in this podcast, and second, love your books. And all the best for your new books. We're very excited to see them.